Hey everyone, have you ever had that feeling like you really want to learn something new, but for some reason you just keep getting in your own way? It's super common and honestly pretty frustrating. Well, in this explainer, we're going to dig into exactly how we sabotage our own growth and, most importantly, how to stop. So, as we go through this, I want you to keep one big question in the back of your mind. Think about your own habits, right? The way you study, the way you tackle a project at work. Are those habits actually helping you? Or are they kind of holding you back? Be honest with yourself. All right, section one, getting in your own way. So, that feeling of being stuck, where does it even come from? It's so easy to blame things outside of our control, but you know what? Most of the time, the biggest roadblock, it isn't out there. It's right here. It's us. I mean, we've all done it, right? We point fingers. Oh, I don't have enough time, or this subject is just too hard. But what's really interesting is that in all sorts of learning situations, from university classes to professional workshops, the evidence points to one surprising culprit: our own behavior. We are literally actively interfering with our own success. So, what does this interference actually look like? Well, it really boils down to two very different mindsets. Let's call them the two student mindsets. As we dive in, see if you recognize yourself in one of these. Okay, this slide right here, it breaks it down perfectly. Just look at the two columns. On one side, you've got the passive participant. This is the person who's always waiting for someone to tell them what to do, always just reacting to deadlines. Then on the other side, you've got the active learner. This person, they just go for it. They're proactive. It's the huge difference between just consuming information and actually applying it. Let's talk about the first and maybe the most common passive habit: just waiting. You know the type. Imagine you're in an online course and all the materials are available from day one. The passive learner doesn't even glance at them until that panicked email pops up saying, "Deadline in 2 hours." They need that external push to get going. But the active learner, they see that same set of resources completely differently. To them, it's like a library that's just opened up. They don't wait for an announcement. They dive in, they explore, they work ahead because they genuinely want to learn, not because a deadline is breathing down their neck. They're the true self-starters. Now, you might be thinking this is just about being lazy or disorganized, but it's actually deeper than that. There's some real psychology at play here. So, what's the real reason we fall into these passive habits? Let's get into it. Okay, habit number two is a little more subtle. It's the distraction. Picture this. You're in a live Q&A session, the speaker is explaining a really complex idea, and somebody raises their hand to ask, "So, what university did you go to?" It seems like an innocent question, but what it really does is completely derail the conversation and pull focus away from the actual learning. This has a name, and it's called false participation, and it's a really fascinating idea. It's any act that gives you the feeling of being engaged without you having to do the hard mental work that learning actually requires. It's a clever trick our brains play on us. And the source material is really clear about why people do this. It's not usually about genuine curiosity at that specific moment. It's a tactic. By asking these kinds of off-topic questions, you get a little bit of the spotlight, you feel like you contributed, and you totally avoid the difficult task of actually grappling with the lesson. And that brings us to the core issue here. Whether it's waiting until the last minute or asking distracting questions, it's not really about laziness, it's about avoidance. These habits are like psychological shields we put up to avoid the discomfort and the challenge that comes with true, deep learning. Okay, so we've diagnosed the problem, right? We know what it looks like and why we do it, so what do we do about it? How do we fix it? That's what this next part is all about: making that active shift. It really comes down to these three simple steps. First, be a self-starter. Just stop waiting for permission and go explore the resources that are already there for you. Second, apply what you learn immediately. Don't just let it sit in your brain. Go try it out. Put it to work. And third, focus your engagement. When you're in a lesson, really be there. Ask questions that push your understanding forward, not sideways. So let's bring this all home with one final challenge. I want you to think about adopting what we'll call the A student mentality. And let me be clear, being an A student here has nothing to do with grades. It's all about ownership. It means you take control of your own learning journey. You stop waiting for someone else to tell you what to do and when to do it. All the work, all the knowledge, it's right there, waiting for you. The only thing missing is you taking that first step. So I'm going to leave you with this final question.
Don't think about next week or even tomorrow. What is one thing you can do today to be more of an active learner? Just one small thing. Because real change doesn't happen in giant leaps. It happens with that first small active step.